You won't want to miss today's show. We'll learn about two Australians with Redskins ties, about why Donovan McNabb was a disappointment at quarterback for the Washington Redskins last season, and also the Hogettes. I interviewed two of the Hogettes. They're great guys, do tremendous things for the community. Check it out. This is Mike Richmond for Burgundy and Gold Magazine. I'm here with two of the Hogettes. The group was started in 1983 because the Hogs existed, and I've got Big Mac and Rusty.
Yeah, baby.
Right. Thanks very much, guys. Now tell me, what does it mean to be a Hogette these days?
Absolutely awesome. We were born during the great days of the Burgundy and Gold, and we can't wait for those glory days to come on back. And we're going to hope that today is going to be the beginning of a wonderful stretch right on into the postseason.
Now, are both of you original Hogettes?
I'm not. I'm one of the newest ones. I'm about a year old. I'm a piglet. I'm known as Sunshine Hogette.
Now, tell me about the fan following. I see you're getting mobbed here, autographs, pictures. What's that like?
Hey, we love the fan. We're part of the 12th man, and we love being out and available. And remember, what we're all about is helping the kids, too.
Right, exactly. I wanted to ask you about your charity endeavors.
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest parts why I'm a part of the Hogettes, because I really respected all the Hogettes, all the charity work that they've done for children's charities, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. But since 1983, it's close to about $1.3 million that the Hogettes has helped raise for children's charities. So that's just a great thing. So.
Does John Riggins ever approach you guys? He was sort of one of the original Hogs, or any of the original Hogs offensive line. Do they ever approach you guys and say, hey, thanks for joining us?
We do a lot of work with the Hogs, and I actually did a radio show with John Riggins back in the days of the Grease Man, and we were raising money for Nutrisystem at the time. For juvenile diabetes via Nutrisystem. And basically anything it takes to help raise money for the kids. And just a little correction on a number, it's over $100 million that we've helped raise for the kids.
Well, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it, and let's get a win today.
Absolutely. Go Hogs, baby. Root them out, baby.
Root them out, Skins. Root them out, baby.
There you go. I just interviewed two of the Hogettes, and great guys. They do so many things for the community. This is Mike Richmond for Burgundy and Gold Magazine. Why do you think Reed felt comfortable enough to trade him to an NFC East rival, the Redskins?
Well, that's a great question. That's something we wondered about a lot at the time. It seemed like a really, a very risky move. I mean, in hindsight, it looks like Reed has been smart about letting guys go at the right time, and that maybe they were right, that McNabb might be done. He'd had a lot of injuries and breakdowns over the last few years there, and I guess at some level they just thought, what we can get from them is the best possible deal, and we're not that worried about him beating us.
Is that because he was, heading into his 12th season in the year, and they felt that he was kind of like a used car a little bit?
Well, apparently that again, at the time, it looked like a really risky move. In hindsight, yeah, that's what they would say, that they thought he was probably closer to the end than the beginning and maybe didn't have that much left in the tank. I honestly thought that it would be a good fit here in Washington with Shanahan coming in. It didn't turn out that way, obviously, but Andy Reid looks pretty smart about that now. He got a good deal out of it. He got some players. He got Nate Allen, who just made an interception in today's game, for example, in that deal for McNabb. So right now it looks like a pretty good move because McNabb has not lit it up since he left.
One of the beliefs is that during McNabb's season here in Washington in 2010 is that the Shanahans began to get fed up with him because he was really slow in running the offense. He wasn't picking up the system fast enough. Does that sound familiar with the way things were at times in Philadelphia?
Well, it's interesting because, at the beginning, McNabb was so again, they were starting the whole team from scratch with McNabb as a rookie quarterback. They brought him along very slowly. So and there were mistakes along the way. There were things Donovan would do 10 years into his career that were head scratches, decisions he would make, throwing to guys short of the first down marker, short of the goal line, and on fourth down. So he would do those kinds of things, and Reed would cover for him to some degree. I guess the fit here just didn't. We were never really sure exactly what was the Shanahan's and what was McNabb, but clearly it was a bad marriage.
You kind of alluded to this before, but do the Philadelphia media and fans kind of feel vindicated by the way he struggled last year at Washington, and he's also struggled early on in Minnesota?
Well, there was such a split. I was actually kind of a McNabb backer for most of the time, so I don't feel vindicated myself because I was probably wrong a bit to some degree. I think he was a much better player in Philadelphia than fans give him credit for. The people who got tired of the Eagles never quite getting to the Super Bowl and winning it, they turned on him, and they certainly feel vindicated. And a lot of the media that went that way also feel vindicated. He just kind of got lucky because they were going to go with Kevin Cobb. That probably wasn't going to work out. Mike Vick showed up out of the blue because they signed him after he got out of prison, and now they have a franchise quarterback again. Kind of got away with going with Cobb over McNabb at the time because that probably wouldn't have worked either. But right now, it certainly looks like McNabb is at the end.
Thank you very much, Phil. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Mike. Anytime.
This is Mike Richmond for Burgundy and Gold Magazine. Hi, I am here with Sav Rocca. Thank you very much, Sav.
Thank you.
I understand you're from Melbourne. Can you tell me about the progression and how you came to play in the NFL?
I played Australian rules football for 15 years, and once I retired over there, I decided to give it a go. Headed over here for a workout with Buffalo. They were going to send me to Europe, so that was the plan, and then they decided not to, so I had to keep getting workouts. I had a workout with Philly like 2 days before I was going back to Australia, and yeah, they said they'll take me in camp, and it all stemmed from there.
Tell me about Australian rules football. What are there elements in that game that are similar to American football?
It's like chalk and cheese. It's completely different. We play on an oval field that's probably about 250 yards long by 180 yards wide. So it's a very big field. 18 players on the field for each team. And you play pretty much one-on-one all over the field, and it's a lot different.
So it's more like rugby in a sense?
No, rugby is completely different as well. So rugby, one team's on this side of the ball, the other team's on that side of the ball. So we're scattered all over the field.
What about the violence in the game? Are there similarities with that and the NFL?
There's a lot of hits. We don't get a lot of head clashes. There are a few, but because we don't wear helmets, people don't lead with their heads.
Now, being a punter, does the experience in Australian rules football of kicking on the run, has that helped you as a punter in the NFL?
Absolutely. We've been kicking a ball ever since we could walk pretty much over there. It's our number one sport. So I've been kicking a ball ever since, I was 3, 4, 5 years old. And that's what we do. That's how we pass the ball over there. And to bring that leg strength that, I've been kicking a ball for 30 years, and to bring that here, I think it certainly helps us.
Now, there's several Australian punters in the NFL, and there have been one or two in the past, now retired. Is there like a little fraternity among you guys? Do you ever speak to each other or somehow stay in contact?
Yeah, we stay in contact. The guys that are retired, there's Darren Bennett, and a guy called Evan that I certainly do look to for inspiration, and they help me out a lot. So, and some of the players that are playing that are Australians, we keep in contact every now and then.
How popular is American football in Australia? I understand it can be seen on television there.
It's growing. There wasn't much on TV, but now that there's a couple of players over here, it's certainly played over there, and it's played live on occasions as well. So it's pretty good for Australians.
So it is growing in popularity. Do you think it will never come to the level of the NFL in the United States, but how big do you think it can get?
It's growing, and there's a lot more, and because guys are seeing it on TV, there's a lot more guys that want to become punters because they see Australians over here. So I don't know how big of it is for our audience, but there are certainly guys that are becoming more interested in coming over here and punting.
Well, thank you very much, Sav. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So there you have it, the Australian duo, the Hogettes, and an analysis of Donovan McNabb. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Redskins historian Mike Richmond. My website is redskinshistorian.com, and my email is mikerichmond@redskinshistorian.com. We'll see you again next time on Burgundy and Gold Magazine.